All right, hello, and welcome back to another episode of the Chase Thomas podcast, where I am now joined by a first-timer, the head coach of VCU, where one of my cousins is an alumni. So very cool to have Coach Mike Rhoades here of the VCU Rams on this very podcast. Coach, how's it going, sir?
It's going great, man. Going great. A couple days into the preseason. Flying around a little bit here at VCU and excited to get started here. A month from now, it's on.
It's amazing that we're already a month out. The preseason hype is already here. We're thinking about who's going to be ranked where, and we're just seeing who's going to be fun, who's going to have a big season. It's amazing that college basketball is almost here again. But I'm curious, how did your summer go, Coach? What was big for you this summer?
No, you know what? It was a great summer. Really enjoyed being around our guys this summer, and we sort of took an approach. We had them for all of June and July. We had 6 new faces, so the month of June was really to just get things rolling, and a lot of individual stuff, a lot of stuff in the weight room, getting bodies right, and then July was a lot of team building, a lot of stuff where we were, we had our team on the court, just, building and gelling together. So, a lot of coaches do it differently, and it just tells you there's different ways to build a program and build a team. And we, a lot of times at VCU, we jump right into it and really work on our style of play. This summer, felt with the new guys, we were going to, in the month of June, slowly get into things and then really take off in July. So it was a fun summer. I thought it was very productive. We had a lot of guys really take another step in their game. So excited to see them all come together now and perform with the uniforms on. Did
you travel at all?
No travel, just recruiting. That
okay.
was travel. And I have 3 kids too, Chase, so they all play sports. So traveling to watch them on the weekends and during the week, the live recruiting periods. That was my travel for the summer.
Okay. Well, when are you going to be able to travel again, Coach? You got to get a break in there sometime.
Well, next August, almost a year from now, next August, we will take our team to Greece.
Okay.
For about 10 days. So
Have you been before?
No, I have not. We've been to Italy a couple times. I've been to South America with some teams, but looking forward to going to Greece and seeing the sights, play some basketball, and eat a lot of good food.
There you go. Well, I'm not going to let my wife hear this portion of the podcast because she's going to be jealous. That's one of her.
Yeah.
Exactly. How much time, I'm curious for you, Coach? I think I might know the answer based on what I've gathered thus far, but I'm curious, how much time away from basketball do you give yourself at the conclusion of each year?
Time away from basketball. Now, it's a lot different than a few years ago, Chase, because of the transfer rules, the new rules, and the transfer portal. So we had some guys leave, and we had to go get some guys. So as soon as the season was over, it was on. So not a lot of, I call it withdrawal time, right? You sort of withdraw a little bit. There wasn't much of it this off season. I think some things that has changed. You're going to have to pick your spots to get some downtime, maybe different times of the year. Our month of May is probably our downtime, our most downtime, Chase. I like to call that mental health May for our staff. Players are usually done the first week in May, and they don't come back till early June. So we got 2 or 3 weeks where I tell our staff to really work on themselves and, get away from it a little bit and recharge, get away if you can. A lot of our staff has kids in school, so that's a little bit harder, but, work on your health, work on your mind, and come back with some new ideas. But for me, probably more the last 2 weeks in May before we get started in June are my 2 weeks of downtime.
So when you're doing that, though, what are you reading? Are you getting a chance to dive into some books?
Yeah, I'll read a little. I'm a history major. I was a history degree, so I love reading biographies of people, all different ones. I love the motivational stuff.
Who's your favorite autobiography?
It's still my favorite one was Churchill. History and leaders, without a doubt. I will tell you, one of the best books I read lately was Bruce Springsteen's book.
Really?
His autobiography was awesome. I couldn't put it down.
Were you a fan before you read it?
Yes, but now I'm even bigger. Even
Okay.
bigger. That was just to read about betting on himself and his passion, just like we have it for specific things in our own lives. His passion, and he wasn't taking no for an answer. It's really cool. But I love reading about leaders in history. I'm a war buff, generals and leaders and stuff like that. And then of course your basketball books. I love reading books about coaches, and
Mm.
there's some ones out there that I'll read a second
Who's your
time.
favorite coach book you've read?
Bill Walsh. Bill
Okay.
Walsh. That was a great book. That one. Let me see. The Kevin Eastman. He's one of my basketball mentors. He wrote a
Okay.
book. He was on Doc's staff with the Celtics. Um, taking the best from the best. And that was a really good book. Some of those lessons, I've been working with my guys on as well. So I'll take and steal from anyone if it's going to help win games, man.
I get it. I like it. Upon reflection, coach, following this past year, what could you have done differently last season that you now maybe wish you had?
Well, besides Jameer Watkins tearing his ACL, and Ace Baldwin, our point guard, missing the first 8 games because he tore his Achilles.
Mm-hmm.
I had those two go back. I'm not sure I would have changed much, but
Mm-hmm.
being a little, taking care of the basketball. We had a great defense, an elite defense. Our offense got better, especially when we moved Vince Williams to the 4, who got drafted by Memphis in the second round. We moved him
Mm-hmm.
to the 4 and put 4 guards out there. But next to the injuries, if we took care of the ball better, I think we would have won a couple more games. That's huge. That's a huge emphasis this year. Got to take care of the ball.
Well, how do you feel on the injury front heading into training camp and everything else
Knock
with preseason play?
wood, knock wood, pretty good. The number one thing is to stay healthy during this preseason. And the last 3 years we've had injuries that really affected our seasons, and so we want to make sure I think we built some more armor. Some of our guys have gotten bigger and stronger, and addressed things that they needed to get, to take care of their bodies better. And so far we're pretty healthy. You're gonna, preseason you're gonna have your bumps and bruises, but as of now we're in pretty good shape. Hope it stays that way.
I'll knock on some wood for you, coach. I got a wooden desk right here for you.
Good.
Player you'll miss coaching the most from last year's team is who?
Vince Williams. The thing with Vince, just his progression every year from his freshman to his senior year. He
Mm-hmm.
just got better, got more mature as a young man, kept doing better and better in school, became responsible, went from a follower to a leader, really learned to take care of himself and his body and really work on his game outside of practice. And it turned into just a good junior year, but an incredible senior year that got him drafted into the NBA. So he, I'm going to miss him, but just his maturation process was really neat to see as a coach.
When did you know that he had an NBA track as a player?
I just thought as a freshman, his IQ was so high, and
Mm-hmm.
he just made really good decisions. He had a great feel. He had the length, the measurables, as they call them.
Mm-hmm.
Didn't know if he was gonna do enough work to see if he can get close to there. And not that he was lazy, but he just didn't know any better yet.
Mm-hmm.
He knew how to play basketball when he stepped on the court. He knew how to play basketball, but could he learn to do the extra? And some guys learn it, some guys learn the hard way. But really between his junior and his senior year, somewhere in there, it clicked that it just took off, and he did a great job with his body, got himself healthy. He didn't have any nagging injuries, and he just really spent a lot of time in the gym, and it showed.
What do you tell new guys into your program is going to be the most challenging part of playing for you?
The effort,
Mm-hmm.
everyday effort. Everybody says they play hard or work hard, and then they, like most programs, then you get to a college program, then you realize, wow, I thought I was working hard, I wasn't even close.
Mm-hmm.
Just the intensity of the work, and our style of play, we have to, have great pace in practice, and we have to get after it. And so that part of it, I think the intensity of it, we have a couple freshmen who are going to be really good players for us, but they're learning that right now in the thick of things, and we just had 2 back-to-back 2.5-hour practices. And
Mm-hmm.
now we're going to come right back this weekend and practice again. And you got to push through that stuff when you're young and learn. And so mental toughness and learning how to play really, really hard. I think they're the biggest adjustments.
If I were to poll opposing coaches who played you last year and ask them what was the most frustrating aspect of playing against your team a season ago, what do you think they would say?
Well, I think our pace, how hard we play and our pace, and then just trying to score against us. Great pride in trying to be one of the best defensive teams in the country, from not just pressing in the backcourt, but sitting down in half court and not letting other teams score or run their stuff. So probably that's what they would say the most. The numbers say that as well.
Well, you were 7th in KenPom in defense a season ago. What about last year's team defensively do you think will just kind of cross over into this year as well?
Well, I think we have great length, Chase, so that's going to help us. We got a pit bull of a point guard in Ace Baldwin, and now, Jaden Nunn was like that. He really got better and better on defense. He could really guard the ball. And then we got a transfer from Michigan by the name of Zeb Jackson, who really guard, really long and athletic. He fits our style and our pressing. And we got a wing by the by the name of Jameer Watkins, who's big and strong and powerful. And then we got a bunch of big guys inside, a couple young guys that are just real versatile big guys that block shots and fly around. So, having big guys that can really move and play with great effort, that could really, cover up some defensive mistakes, especially when you're out trying to, get through in passing lanes and make steals. So I think we have a good combination. We just got to keep improving.
How does the half-court offense get better for your team?
Well, number one, shoot the ball better, and we recruited to that. David Shriver, who came from Hartford, made 8 threes last year. Brandon Johns, a transfer from Michigan, who had a good 4 years there, but he's a versatile player, a stretch big man that could make threes but score and go by you. Just having better basketball players on the court. We're really going to miss Vince, but I think we have some guys. Having Jameer back, he averaged as a freshman almost 9 points a game, and we want you got to get through the knee rehabbing and all that, and he's very close to being live in practice all the time, and he'll be ready to go. But having him, he's just a born scorer, and playing with a guy like Ace, he gets you open shots. Now he's going to have some better shooters around him. I think that will help too.
Where in the calendar for next year do you think you'll have the best idea about who your team is?
Well, I think pretty early, Chase. We got a heck of a schedule. We go to Memphis. We have Vanderbilt here. We go to Temple. We got some teams coming to our place, and of course we're going up to New York, Arizona State, Pitt, and Michigan in the Legends Classic. So we definitely have some games early. We want to take advantage of for sure. But our league, I think, is going to be really good this year. We got a lot of new coaches. The transfer portal's been good to the A10 this year. So there's a lot of teams that got just some an injection of talent. And new coaches bring in some new juice and energy that really helps. So I think our team, as long as our league doesn't sort of bottom out in non-conference play. The key is that we all win 70% of our games, so then our A10 games become bigger and bigger. So I think our league's gonna be a really good, Chase, but we all got to take care of our non-conference schedule.
We need to get you back in Knoxville. When is that going to be on the docket? We need VCU Tennessee on the docket.
No, we'd love to play. That would be a great game, but we have trouble getting games. We have trouble with Power 5 teams wanting to play us.
You're too good. No one wants to deal with that on a random basis.
They're great games. I think they're great games for teams like that, getting ready for their league, getting ready to play, high level games, and also, win or lose. It's great. It's a great quality of scheduling, right? And quality opponent, but there's only a few that do it. There's not enough to do it. So that's the hardest part of our job right now at VCU, is trying to get a schedule our fans and our players and our coaches really love. And that's been the hardest thing.
Preseason standouts. Who's already caught your eye this summer and early part of this fall?
Well, I love the offseason Ace Baldwin has and what he's doing right now. He's making his teammates better. The ultimate compliment you can get in a team sport is you make those around you better. I think Ace is really taking a step here as a junior now, and love his approach and keep bringing guys with you. I think I'm excited about Jalen Deloach. I think he had a great offseason. He's going to be a guy that's a huge part of what we do. He's a very versatile big man, inside outside type of guy, high IQ. So I'm really excited with him. Another year of discipline and maturity. He's only going to do better and better for us. So I'm excited to see him. Jaden Nunn had a great offseason as well. So we have a bunch of different guys. We're going to be a deep team. But
I was going to say, this is a big rotation, Coach.
Yeah, no, I mean, honestly, we're 10, 11 deep that I'm really excited about. This is the deepest team that I've had in 6 years. So we can play and fly around for all 40 minutes.
We'll end on this. Do you have any pregame rituals, Coach? Do you have anything that you always do when you're getting ready for game day? Is there a meal that you go to? Is there a VCU spot?
There is a meal, but I will tell you a couple things. I'll try to get a workout in, even if it's walking around the gym, listening to my music and getting.
What kind of music are we talking here?
Oh, I'm a little bit eclectic, a little bit of everything. Of course, I love Springsteen, but I'm a Foo Fighters and Pearl Jam fan.
Okay.
I went and saw Pearl Jam on 9/11 up in Madison Square Garden.
Oh wow.
Pretty awesome. I love Pearl Jam and Foo Fighters. I listen to everything. One thing I do is I ask the players for every other month, maybe every 2 months, their favorite 2 or 3 songs, and I make a playlist and listen to their music. Some of it I like, some of it I don't. But it's really cool, Yeah. As you get older, you gotta try to listen to them, stay in the in crowd a little bit. So do that. I go to Wawa and I get a turkey and cheese sub and a iced tea.
Iced tea, is it sugar or no sugar?
No sugar, diet iced tea.
Okay. And then is it just turkey and cheese? Are we talking here, or is there other stuff on it?
Put everything on that bad boy. Yeah, I'm not afraid. Not afraid. And then I do a 7-minute mindfulness meditation.
Okay.
I have a mindfulness coach by the name of Alex Peavy. He's been doing it with me for years. When he's here with us, he's from Richmond. He'll sit here and do it with me. If not, I have his recording on my phone. If I'm on the bus or in my hotel room or in the locker room before the game, it's 7 minutes just to clear my mind and be where my feet are. I share it with everybody. I think it's really cool to have. And no matter what's going on in that day, no matter how big the game is, I try to find that 7 minutes to clear my mind, to really be present and be where my feet are, man, and enjoy the game. Enjoy what we do.
Are you more pro athleisure for the coaches now? Or were you a proponent of what happened with COVID and everything else over the last couple of years of just the more comfortable game day attire? Would you rather see the suit stuff come back?
If I had it my way, I'd be in jeans and a hoodie, man.
Okay.
No, look, people ask me this all the time. I love the quarter zips and a pair of slacks and sneakers, but I want all the guys on the staff, all the way down to our GAs and managers and strength coach and trainer, to look the same. I just think that look is uniform. We look like a team, right down to the color of the same color socks. I think that looks awesome. Here's why I say this, Chase, is Brent Scott's 6'10", and he and I are the older guys on the staff, and Jimmy Martelli, he's a little Italian guy. We all look different in suits. And then, Jamal Brunt is super fit and he has this skinny suit on. And then JD Byers has his 3-piece suit on. And the GAs, have their shiny, fancy suits on. We all look different. Now with this quarter zip and the same look and the same shoe, I just think we look so uniform and we look like a team. I like that look. It's much more comfortable. It's easier to travel, but pictures on the bench, video on the bench, I think it looks really cool.
I like it. Well, Coach, this has been an absolute pleasure. I appreciate you making the time this afternoon. How do the good folks listening in from Richmond support the VCU program over the next couple weeks?
You got it, man. I appreciate you having me. Thanks, Chase.
Thank you.